All right, hey guys, Jason here. Today we're going to talk about, did you screw up if you bought a Chevy V8? Okay, if you got a 1500 Sierra or a Silverado and you got a V8 in it, did you screw up and do that? Is it a bad thing? Are they really as bad as they sound out there? Let's dive in and take a look at that, okay? So we got a lot of different motors made here. You got two V8s, you got a diesel, and you have this, here's this 5.3, okay, very common. It's the smallest V8 they offer in it, but you got a 5.3. You also have the, you got the Duramax version in it. You can see that right down there. What's this one got just for kicks? This is probably another 5.3, I'm guessing. And that is another 5.3. And we have the Duramax in here. Okay, now the Duramax 3-liter turbo, which is what we have right here. Amazing motor, by the way. Okay, Duramax 3-liter turbo in here. And then you also have the 2.7. Let's walk around the other side here. Hold on. All right, and then so here, now you got the Turbo Max, which is a 2.7 turbocharged 4-cylinder motor in this Silverado. But here we got that logo right there, 6.2. Okay, this has got the 6.2 V8 gas motor in it right here. And these are the two we're talking about. You got the 6.2 Ecotec V6 in this one, 10-speed trans, and then you have the 5.3 over there too. So it's the 6.2 and the 5.3 that people are getting concerned about. Now, that concerns are nothing new, but we do got to address some things on here. So you do have some issues with the lifters. You do have some things that have been there for a while. Okay, this is not uncommon. This is the way the world works today. Chevy is not alone in this. So every brand out there has got major issues. But out of the 4 motor choices you have, which is the 5.3 V8, the 6.2 V8, the 2.7 4-cylinder turbo, and you have the Duramax 3-liter diesel. Out of those, it's the 2 V8s, the 5.3 and the 6.2, that seem to be the ones that are taking a pretty big hit here, and they're giving some issues. Again, yes, they are. There's no denying it. There is some issues with them, lifter issues, things that have been around for a while. Would that stop me from buying it? If they were the only truck engine made in it and I wanted a Silverado, I would say no, it would not stop me. I would still do it. I would never own a vehicle today without an extended warranty, so I would be okay with that. Now, part back orders, things like that, delays, they're plaguing everybody. Ford being the worst with that, but Chevy's getting hit with it, Ram does too. Supplier issues, all this kind of stuff that we don't care about and we don't want to hear. These excuses are unacceptable today, unacceptable on every level, but we have to deal with them. But it is all brands wide. It's not one brand. But the fact that you could be down for a while is there. The fact that you could need a new motor is there with all brands, okay? The fact that you could have lifter issues, that your truck could go down, it's not a thing that you're gonna get away from with any brand. However, GM seems to take a really big hit on the lifter issue and on the V8 reliability on these, for one reason especially, which is the forums, okay? The forums, you know, the forums, what do they say about trying to get medical advice on the internet, okay? If you go on like a WebMD or some forum on there and you say, oh, I got a hangnail and I was never there before, all of a sudden you got 6 different versions of cancer, your legs are gonna fall off, and your second brother who has asthma now means that you're gonna have COPD for the rest of your life because of that hangnail, okay? It's that kind of thing we see. Internet forums for cars are no different, okay? The sky is always falling, the grass is never greener, and everybody in the world's got problems, okay? It's the way the forums are today, there's no doubt about it. Remember though, when you're looking at these, they outsell everything else, hands down, okay? Ford claims to be the #1 F-selling series, or a #1 selling truck with their Ford F-Series. They are not, okay? GM does it differently. You have the Chevy version, which you see here, see the bow ties, Chevy. Then you have the GMC Sierras. They are the same identical truck, yet their sales numbers are broken into 2 different categories. These are the #1 selling trucks in the world and have been for basically forever. Okay, they always win that title by quite a bit, by a long shot. So there are so many more of these on the road. So you're gonna see so many more people own these. So you're gonna see more and more of those issues pop up. If you go to a forum and you're looking on a forum that's only got, you know, per 10,000 trucks on the road, you got one person that has a problem. Okay, you look at it and go, that's one person's got a problem. But when you go in and you multiply that, because now you got a place that's got 50,000 of these trucks on the road, and now you got 5 people with a problem, all of a sudden those 5 people make it a pandemic, okay? Make it a catastrophic failure, make it something that's gonna happen to you for sure. When it's the same ratio, just more of them out there. So don't get too caught up in that. Okay, as far as that stuff goes, remember, every truck brand out there has got something that's going on with it. There's something you're not going to get away from. It's just here, and it just is what it is. But the fact that they make so many of these, and so many of them are out there with these motors in them, you're going to hear that Skyfall and that crash down a lot more. Now, actually, if you go look at, you watch like Car Guy Online, love his channel, one of my favorites. He just did a video about this, actually. They put a video out talking about these going down, and there's a legit concern there with some of that kind of stuff. And when you look at the motor options, and you look at a 5.3 versus 6.2 versus Duramax, the 3-liter diesel, and you look at that 2.7 and that 3-liter, they're holding very solid, okay? They're not making any noise, they're not generating any waves, they're not stirring up much controversy, they're doing good, other than the people that are, I'll never have a 4-cylinder in a pickup truck, you know, that kind of BS stuff that we hear all the time. But the 2 V8s for these are having no newer issues than what they've had basically forever, and they can be a crapshoot, just like every other brand can. Look at, you go buy a Tundra right now, for the last 3 years, 3 years of Tundras, you know, you risk your motor falling right out of the thing, okay, blowing up, done, gone, game over. Look at Ford. They've had so many problems with the EcoBoost. They got so many issues with a lot of things. They have more recalls than anybody else does. A truck today is a crapshoot. How would you avoid it with a Chevy if you wanted to? The best way to avoid it, stick with a motor that's a little more tried and true and proven, which would be like the Turbo Max, okay, that 4-cylinder Turbo Max, which is an amazing motor in here. People don't give it enough credit. I have it in my Colorado. It's absolutely amazing. And then you have the Duramax, which is that 3-liter, which is proven and doing very, very well, which is sitting right here in this one, and it is one of my favorite motors made, is this 3-liter Duramax. I have mad respect for this motor all day long, but I would not shy away from these 2 motors myself if that was the only option that they had out there that I was looking for. I believe today that the 2 V8s, okay, the 5.3 and then the 6.2 that's behind us, but I do believe both of them are still rock solid in the world we live in today. I don't think you run any more risk with one of these than you do a new Tundra, than you do with a new Ford F-150, than you do with a new Ford Ram SST, okay, even with a Ram Hemi, okay? Look at the Hemi. Hemi's had to tick for, I don't know, since I think the first pterodactyl that set place on the planet came out and was talking about, you know, Hemi ticks, okay? That's how long this goes back. They've been out forever, okay? These are nothing new, yet they've all had them, but they're not big enough issues that it's there for the companies to even make a change on them. If there were, there would be class action lawsuits, there would be all sorts of issues, there would be recalls, there would be corrections, and they would solve it. It's a much smaller number than I think people realize, yet the thing that plagues Chevy on it is there's so many Chevys, okay? And people, again, Ford's #1 selling. Ford is not the #1 selling pickup truck. Stop it. Okay, Ford reports all their numbers that way, and it's how they play the game. Chevy, between these 2 twins, outsells Ford every single year, hands down by a tremendous amount. They put them out there. They're out there. So, but that's the kicker part of this. So, in my opinion, rock solid motors. Yes, issues on the 2 V8s, yes. This would be the one I was buying if I was buying a 1500. This would be the motor I would buy if I needed a workhorse 1500. Something that's gonna tow heavy, and it's gonna haul heavy, and it's gonna be used that way and work hard. That would be the one I would buy, would be the Duramax, the 3-liter. That is the exact motor I would buy. The V8s, like I said, I would trust them as much as I trust any other motor out there today, but I trust this more than any other motor. So this par, this above par. Coming over here, again, 6.2, par. Turbo Max, 4-cylinder, above par. You see what I'm getting at here? How that makes sense? So a little food for thought for you on the reality of this, okay? I'd like to know your comments. Many of you guys will disagree with me. Many of you guys will tell me that, hey, Inline 4-cylinder in a full-size truck is the dumbest thing you ever heard. More power to you. I drive them. I know the difference. I know that it's not a dumb thing. But whatever your opinion is, that's what matters, because it's your money. You're the one buying it. Other people will tell me that a Chevy Silverado with the 5.3 is the biggest turd out there. I beg to differ. I think it's right on par with everything else, and I would not have one problem buying it. You will have to make these decisions for yourself, but I do want your comments. Put them down below. As always, thanks for watching.